You are listening to APEX1 Radio. Stay with us for the best bet in the new wave of communication. APEX1 Radio. Get informed, enjoy, and learn.
25 minutes to 11 here in the studio of APEX1 Radio. Same time in MD, that is Maryland. And from there, Sweetie Pie now joins us. She is, like I said earlier on, a supermodel and entertainment promoter who also has an interesting story to tell on APEX1 Radio's African Fiesta this day. So let's move on to Maryland and talk with the artist. Sweetie Pie, welcome to the show.
Hey.
How are you today?
I am doing awesome. How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you. And how is Maryland this morning?
That's awesome.
All right. So, Sweetie Pie.
Yes, that's me.
Now, is that your real name?
Say it again?
Is that your real name?
No, that is not my government name.
Oh, okay. But you prefer to be called Sweetie Pie?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So, there are a lot of people out there who know you, especially Africans in the diaspora, those of them who are involved in entertainment, because you two are quite involved in that domain. But then there are lots of other Africans out there who are coming across these artists for the very first time. For their benefit, could you just introduce yourself? Who is Sweetie Pie?
Sweetie Pie is a 26-year-old woman who has a deep passion for modeling and for young talent. That is, it just, I guess I can say, I have a real ambition for talent and modeling and seeking other hobbies.
Wow, that's beautiful. And just before we continue, could you explain where this name Sweetie Pie is coming from? It sounds really artistic.
Well, I wasn't the original person who came up with Sweetie Pie. My significant other did. So once he gave me that name, I thought it was very cute. I thought that it also fit my personality, so I took it and ran with it.
Right. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier on, and you confirmed, you are a supermodel. But then, just a bit of education from you. What is the difference between a supermodel and a model?
Well, I've been modeling for a little over 8 years now. I first started doing runway. From runway, I went to being a backstage manager, to being the coordinator, to being the host, then having my own little model crew. So, I started to get higher in this model industry because it was like every person I met, it was always they needed help in a different area with a different designer or a different event. And once they had an event, they notified me and say, hey, I got this event, we need models, can you come? And every person that said that to me, it's like I got further and further in the career of modeling.
Right. And is there any particular thing that motivated you to get into this art?
It's not difficult at all. It's more of dedication, and you have to be focused. You have to be ready to accept criticism. You have to be ready to accept authority figure. You have to be ready to accept the change. That once you open doors to this, that what you think is not what you always know. You have to be ready to learn new things.
Right. Okay, I'm going to take you back a little bit because I still get confused with these terms, model, supermodel. So by supermodel, what exactly do we mean, and what does a supermodel do?
Well, when it comes to modeling and supermodel, I play both roles. And let me clarify. Let me elaborate on that. I'm sorry.
Right.
Being a supermodel is where you can get paid for all of your appearances. Designers, hosts, they will pay you to come out to walk on their runway.
Okay.
But being a model is something you can do freelance, volunteer work. So it's like I play both roles. When shows happen, sometimes I get paid, sometimes I don't.
Right.
Either way, I'm more focused on the publicity and the exposure.
And so who becomes a supermodel? Is there any special requirement for any aspirant?
It's not really a special requirement. However, it takes a lot of experience. You can't just walk into modeling and think that you're going to automatically become a supermodel because, again, being considered as a supermodel, that's paid work. And, I mean, to be honest with you, you got to have a banging body to try to get paid for that. You got to have, or the attitude. You have to have the enthusiastic in order to say, look, I'm willing to cut back on my weight, or I'm willing to cut back on multiple things just to make sure that I'm chosen in every event.
Now, in the past, modeling was linked to people just wanting to show off, but today it looks like it's tilting towards development. There should be a reason why people model. Can you establish that relationship between modeling and development?
Modeling is not. It's a serious thing, but at the same time, it's also a lot of fun. A lot of people do it because the exposure. Some people do it because they enjoy showing off their body in an appropriate way. Others do it. I really don't know how many other reasons there could be, but I know when I started doing it, it was because I had so many pairs of shoes, and it was like, you know what? Why not put it to use? So. I guess I went to the Express newspaper and I saw an opening for some models and I took it and ran with it. I went to the meeting. I did good, and I mean, I really don't know much to say. It's not really much to it. It's just a fun thing to do, and it can become serious when money starts getting involved.
Right. Okay. That's interesting. So, what are some of the products you have, and which companies have you modeled for so far?
I have modeled for Noggles Boutique. I have modeled for Notorious Runway Productions. I have modeled for Magneto Night. I've modeled for... I have to think of a lot of them. It's a lot of them I've modeled for. I've modeled for Lord & Taylor's. It's so many people I've modeled for. I'm trying to get their names as fast as I can, but it's been more than 6 different companies.
Wow, that's interesting. And is there any particular company under which you model now, officially?
That I'm with?
Yes, officially.
Well, a lot of people know this company that I've gotten assigned to. It's called One Source Talent. They do more than just modeling. They do acting and etc., singing, movie productions and everything. So I know I am signed under that company. However, I still am considered as an independent model.
We're speaking to Sweetie Pie. She is a supermodel par excellence based in Maryland, United States of America. And she just made mention of the fact that modeling is closely linked with development. It's not just to show off, but then there is a reason why people should model. Okay, back to you, artists. Could you just tell us about some of the major shows you've had so far in your career?
Oh, man, I've had some awesome shows. when the summer comes, it's like I'm called for a show left and right. I barely get sleep. We're always having an outdoor fashion show down in downtown Silver Spring. It's an outdoor event. We always free to the public. Sometimes we may be in Baltimore. We may be in Columbia, Maryland. We may be in Capitol Heights, Maryland. Wherever the space is big enough for the crew and the crowd and the vendors, we're there. I've been doing a lot of different shows. I just recently did one on this past Saturday, was at the Aquatic Gardens in D.C. We did it was Asian, but it was also open arms to the African culture, where we were able to show Asia, Korean, Japan, and also show West Africa, Zambia, Ghana, Cameroon. So we show, basically we show that it doesn't matter where you go, there's culture always around, and we're always ready to show you what we got to offer.
So 8 years on, could you just tell us your experience in this whole thing? Is it something you would love to keep doing, or at one point in time you regret ever getting into modeling?
I have never regret getting into modeling. I've never did. I actually started modeling when I was pregnant with my third child. And it didn't matter how big I was. I put them 6-inch heels on and I ripped that runway. And I've never amazed I've never, let's say, I never disappointed anyone. But my experience, like I say, it's been a little over 8 years. 10 years to be very soon. My experience has been awesome. Like I say, it's the exposure. I get the love. I get respect. I get the dignities that I get. I love the people that I have. Like all the friends that I have. If you're ever on my Facebook, like I said, the majority sort of those friends are there because they've been at a show, and I love it because whenever I go to an event, like there's quite a few events I have coming up, quite a few, and when I go there, people see me for the first time, they be like, "Oh my God, so you're a Sweetie Pie. You're the one that's on my Facebook timeline. You're the one that I'm hearing about. I hear so much about you. You're this, you're that. I want you to host my event. I want you to come out and promote. I want you to co-host. I want you to come and support. I want you to be there. I want you to give me a shout out." It's like they want so much attention from me, and I love it, and I give them what they ask for.
That's beautiful. But then we also understand that all is not rosy. What are some of the challenges you face in this profession?
The challenges that I and a lot of some girls will face is that when you see there's an outfit that you want to put on and you're not that size. That's the only downfall that I have with me is that a designer can come with this nice outfit and it's like, you know you can get up in that, but you realize that you're a little bit too big for it or you're a little bit too wide. Let's say I'm blessed in certain areas, so it's like I don't get mad, but I'm mad at the same time because it's like I'm more limited on what I can wear versus other girls who are a lot smaller than me. But however, all designers already know if you got it, I'm putting it on. A girdle or no girdle.
So, tell me, what are some of the events and projects you have in the pipeline or you're currently working on?
Yes, I have a lot coming up. We have the Fashion Meet Wellness on the 30th of July. That's going to be held in College Park, I believe 6321 College Park. I have another event, I believe, on the 31st, but I haven't got all the information about that yet, but I'm going to be co-hosting that. I have one coming up August the 5th, which is the Fiesta all-white, the return of the all-white party coming up. August the 6th, I have the NEGA, which is considered as Nigga Awards, coming up. I have two other things in August I cannot remember right now, but I know September 24th we have the DD Awards. I myself will be having a fashion show. So I'm definitely looking for people to come out. I have a couple of new designers that's new to the fashion line that want to show off their product. So I'm definitely giving them an opportunity by going on a fashion show and let them do what they got to do, show what they got to show, and that's how we do it. So I have, like I said, I have about almost 10 events coming up this year. Just that the dates have not been completely confirmed yet.
Quite a busy schedule there for Sweetie Pie, supermodel par excellence. She's joining us from Maryland live on APEX1 Radio. You're listening to Fiesta, number 54. Just before you go away, artists, if there are some people out there who've listened to this interview and may be interested in working with you or learning more about supermodeling, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, they can get in contact with me in two ways. You can come on Facebook. You can type in Sweetie Pie, SWEETIE, space TIE. Again, I do have an account where it's under my government name because, Facebook and their shenanigans, they made me change my name. So you can type in Serena, TERRIN, as in Nancy, ARILEY. You could definitely hit me up on there. Anywhere on Twitter, Snapchat, wherever is always Sweetie Pie. Or you can also reach me on my cell phone if it's business-wise at 571-510-1285.
Beautiful. The message has definitely gone through. Sweetie Pie, thank you so much for joining us on APEX1 Radio this day. We wish you all the best in your career.
Thank you, sir.
And do have a fantastic rest of the day out there.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Thank you again for tuning in with APEX1 Radio. Stay with us on www.apex1radio.com. APEX1 Radio, your radio.